So without further ado, let's spin the wheel and see what the third deck we're playing today is. E-Tron. It's E-Tron. I know a lot of you have been looking forward to it. Alright, so E-Tron, if you're not familiar, is basically, it's just Tron but bad. No, it's Tron but it's playing the Eldrazi. So it's got the same Eldrazi lands, mine, power plant, and tower, and then 2 copies of Urza's Saga also. But it also has Eldrazi Temple, which causes your Eldrazi, or it taps for 2 mana to pay for Eldrazi spells. Also a couple other lands, Blast Zone, Cavern of Souls, Wastes, in case you need to be able to create colorless mana under Blood Moon, and 2 swamps, because you need lands that you can fetch from Boseiju, and they may as well be swamps since the only colored spell you're playing is Dismember. And the rest of the deck is, of course, Expedition Map to assemble Tron. These slots are normally Relic of Progenitus, but I don't understand why more people aren't playing Inscribed Tablet, so I've swapped those out for Inscribed Tablet to get the Tron lands more often. Then there's 2 copies of Warping Whale, Mind Stone, Dismember for removal, and then we get to our Eldrazi, which are Matter Reshaper, Thought-Knot Seer, and Reality Smasher, and then the normal Tron-type things you would expect, like Karn the Great Creator, the One Ring, All is Dust, Ugin, and then this deck doesn't actually run that many 1-drops, and usually if you're playing them on turn 1, so it can afford to main deck Chalice of the Void, and there's 2 copies of Walking Ballista. And then the sideboard is mostly, or basically completely, a Karn sideboard, so you have Tormod's Crypt for graveyards, Pithing Needle for Pithing Needle stuff, Liquid Metal Coating for the old Karn, blast all their lands out of the way, Sorcerer's Spyglass instead as another Pithing Needle target in case you have Chalice on one, Filigree Silex for tokens, Torpor Orb for ETB triggers, Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere for all the various Trinisphere things, another copy of the One Ring in the sideboard, Boat, Wormcoil Engine, which I should actually swap out as something else, Cityscape Leveler, Sundering Titan, Chalice of the Void in the sideboard as well in case you need to fetch that, and Walking Ballista. But I believe this should not be Wormcoil Engine. Let's fix that. So Phyrexian Fleshgorger is basically replaced Wormcoil Engine because there's so much exile effects running around, especially considering Leyline Binding and Solitude, that you would rather just have the ward trigger on the Fleshgorger than the splitting into multiple pieces on the Wormcoil Engine. Anyways, so that's the rundown for E-Tron or Eldrazi Tron. Let's jump into our third league of the day. Round 1 on the play with E-Tron. Alright, well, we only got 1 land and it's a Blast Zone, so we're going to ship that. 2 lands, only one of which is a Tron land, and then there's a map. So, pretty weak hand. Going to 5 seems rough though, although Tron does go to 5 a lot, but this is not Tron, it is E-Tron. But I think this hand is weak enough that it is worth trying to go to 5. Alright, mine wastes 2 Inscribed Tablets to try to find the rest of it. Let's keep this, and let's just bin Matter Reshaper, and this is rough. I guess the Ring we'll keep instead of All is Dust. Alright, mine, Tablet, pass the turn. Opponent plays a basic Swamp and plays Relic of Progenitus. Ooh, we drew Urza's Tower. So yeah, I guess we just do what? I can do this at instant speed, right? So let's just go Tower, play another Tablet, and then just crack one of these tablets on their end step. Another Swamp, so I assume this is the Coffers deck. Alright, crack this. There's Power Plant. Ooh, and we can play Thought-Knot Seer as well. Alright, so let's just get the Ring going. Of course they could have Bowmasters, but what are you going to do about that? So there's very few things I could draw. I guess it is better to just draw right now, and if they have Bowmasters, so be it. Alright, they didn't. So, pass the turn. They also are a Field of Ruin deck, so they could very easily use Field of Ruin next turn. Well, there's the Field of Ruin. So they Field of Ruin our Power Plant. We'll go to Swamp, and I guess there's no reason to do this now. So yeah, empty the mana here. End step, try to find another Power Plant. Nope, Cavern of Souls. Alright. Ring trigger, we go to 19. There's Karn. So let's draw some more with the Ring. More Urza lands. Alright, Tower, Karn, minus Karn. And if they can't answer this, we can just grab Liquid Metal Coating and start killing them. Yeah, so Liquid Metal Coating, pass the turn. Demolition Field, play their own Karn, minus. Chalice of the Void, okay. Against Tron, you're getting Chalice. So we take 2, yeah, we can just plus our Ring and then attack their Karn to death. Seems decent. Play Eldrazi Temple, plus here, combat, attack Karn. Then let's go Thought-Knot, target the opponent. 2 Sheoldred's, Damnation. Why did they put Chalice of the Void in their hand? Makes no sense. Alright, I guess I'll take one of the 2 Sheoldred's. Yeah, one of the 2 Sheoldred's. And then we'll play Liquid Metal. So then let's stop on their upkeep. Yeah. Liquid Metal one of these swamps. All right, they play another swamp. So they drew a swamp for turn? Or no, they play Field of Ruin. Pop our mine. Very well. Let's go grab the other swamp in our deck. 2 mana. Chalice of the Void for 1. Sure. Has almost no effect on us. All right, ring trigger. We go to 15. So they have a Damnation in their hand. So let's draw with the ring. What can I grab with Karn right now? If I were to do that instead of doing coding. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Nothing particularly great. All right, so let's just start coding their stuff. Coding that. Plus Karn here. Play mine. Cast Thought Knot. Take... Oh, they also have a Karn in hand? That's fine. Let's take Damnation now. And then we can also play Matter Reshaper. Yeah. And then pass the turn after attacking with this. So attack with that. They go to 16 and back to them. So there's Coffers. Childred. All right, back to us. Ring takes us to 12. And then we lose another 2 from drawing from Childred being in play. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana for Ballista. Or 7 for... I'm 1 away from being able to Cityscape Leveler. Can't quite get it off the board. So it's probably best to just keep coding their lands. I could swing with the Thought Knots, and if they block, then I get to Ballista to shoot Shieldred. All right, swing, swing. Trigger, they gain some life. I don't care. I just want to get Shieldred off the board. Is there any reason not to do this for more? If I find something else that I get off the ring, let's just do this for the max. Ballista for 3, shoot Shieldred, then draw more cards with the ring. 1 mana in response, Fatal Push, and Chalice triggers and stops it. Okay. Opponent got by their own got. All right, Coffers. Am I changing anything here? What is good against them? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. But all of this is fine Karn board stuff. Chalice is pretty mediocre against them. So what in here is better payoffs? Flesh Gorger, Sundering Titan, I guess Ballista, but I want to keep that in the sideboard. All right, let's run this. 2 Urza Sagas. Well, that ain't doing it. Mulligan. We've got Mine, Blast Zone. That also is not doing it. Tower and 2 maps, and we need to find another land. Also pretty terrible. The alternative is mull to 4. I guess we're mulling to 4. All right, put back everything that's not Tron mana. Hang on, so put that back, put that back. I don't need Urza Saga. I guess Urza Saga finds me the map if I don't find it initially. But I just need payoffs in my hand too. Okay, so let's do that. Swamp. All right, mine, tablet, pass the turn. Second swamp. Opponent exiles Profane Tutor. All right, play that, pass the turn. I don't know why Tron decks don't play this card more. Urborg, suspending another Profane Tutor. All right, we didn't hit it, unfortunately. So there's Eldrazi Temple. Because if we did, I could have gone Karn, Trinisphere, locked out their stuff. All right, well, since that's not the case, let's just play Matter Reshaper. Or Thought Knot Seer, rather. All right, target you. What do they have? Responding with March of Wretched Sorrow, exiling 2 cards out of your hand. Okay. Then this triggers. They draw a card, and then we exile it if it's a land. Okay, it's a land. They exiled push. Well, that is very unfortunate. So now the first Profane Tutor comes off suspend, and they can grab the ring, Karn, whatever. All right, what'd they get with it? There's the field. Field of Ruin, one of our Tron lands. Very well. Let's get a swamp. What would they have got that they decided to hit our Tron instead? They're setting up for next turn, I suppose. Map. All right, so Blast Zone Karn, minus. At this point in the game, let's probably just go grab the ring and pass to them, and then they get another tutor. I guess I could have grabbed Chalice, but they already grabbed something with the tutor originally anyway. Coffers, 5 mana, Invoke Despair. All right, so sack this. We drew a ring. All right, so let's just go ring. If they have a Bowmasters, they have a Bowmasters. All right, they didn't. Mine, map, pass the turn. So they have a lot of mana. Field of Ruin, 6 mana. Plays Karn. Field of Ruin our Eldrazi Temple. Very well. So they're going to grab something, and then we smasher Karn so that we can draw. Karn minuses for what? Liquid Metal Coating. And then they can coat one of our lands in our upkeep, and we can't use it. All right, upkeep, ring trigger. So then they'll go coating on our land. Which one are they targeting? This one? Float. And then tap. Oh, I can't map. Right, because Karn's in play. All right, so I just have to hope I draw another land. Yeah. Come on, land. Not a land. Well, Matter Reshaper. And pass it back. And now they can start strip mining us. Matter Reshaper doesn't even kill Karn. There's Field of Ruin too. They're liquid metaling the Blast Zone and then eating it with Karn. Bunch of mana. Field of Ruin our land. Grab Waste. Shieldred. Alright, that's game. On to game 3. So yeah, keep this as is. So they have Profane Tutor in their deck, so I can play Chalice on 0 to stop that. All right, submit. On the play with E-Tron versus Coffers. All right, double Temple into Thought-Knot on turn 2. Looks good to me. Temple, go. Urborg. Thought sees us. All right, we at least still get to play the second one. All right, Temple, Thought-Knot Seer. Target the opponent. What do they got? Stonebrain, Profane Tutor, March, Shieldred. All right, so if they play Stonebrain on the next turn or suspend a Profane Tutor, that's not that bad. Shieldred is a thing we do have to deal with. So if I don't take March of Wretched Sorrow, they exile a thing. So March of Wretched Sorrow prevents them from killing Thought-Knot. Then they go turn 2, suspend Profane Tutor, and then we hit them, and we have to find some action pretty quickly to finish them off before they get to Shieldred. So there's no way to like strip them of everything in their hand. If I don't, let's say I don't take March and I take Profane Tutor, then they go untapped land, March, X is not enough to kill Thought-Knot Seer. So let's take Profane Tutor then. All right, pass the turn. Take Stonebrain, they'll get your Karn. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine. They want to spend 2 whole turns playing and cracking the Stonebrain to take Karn. Fine by me. Demolition Field, Stonebrain. Yep, all right. Urza Saga at this point. So yeah, Urza Saga. And then I play Matter Shaper, and then do I want to play Ballista for X is 1? The alternative is I just play it for 4 next turn. I guess... Oh, wait, no, I can't play it for X is 1 because this is an Eldrazi Temple, right? All right, so just attack with Thought-Knot. So I'm hoping that I basically just kill them fast enough. Because the only other card in the only other land in their hand was Coffers. So they have to go Coffers and all right, so Swamp. And then they'll go what? Demo Field, the Saga, or just Stonebrain us? Sure, that's fine. Then Shieldred comes down next turn. Name Karn, very well. So the next turn they go Coffers, 4 to 5 mana, play Shieldred. All right, to us, Saga goes up to this many. All right, Tower. So I can play Map and then make a Construct. Probably the best course of action. All right, swing, play a Map, and pass the turn. So they can't play Demo Field and Shieldred in the same turn. Coffers, 4, Shieldred. So they have March, 2 unknowns. All right, so they're exiling everything in their hand to cast March on Thought-Knot. They exiled Thoughtseize and another March. All right, that happens. All right, let's just make a Construct. Drew Tablet. So now we make another Construct, and then Constructs are 5/5s that it can attack into Shieldred. Saga finishes. Let's go get Map. Then play Tablet and a land and attack with one of them. All right, so gain some life with Shieldred. They have 2 cards in their hand. The Ring. So be it. We have to assemble Tron and they have Demo Field in play. That's an issue. All right, crack this. Blast Zone. That doesn't really help. I can very, very slowly tick it up to 4. But another Eldrazi Temple doesn't really help either. All right, let's take Blast Zone. Then on to our turn. All right, well, attacking them is completely pointless right now. So I need to map and play the other... Yeah, I need to map and play one of the other Tron lands, and then they just go Demo Field, and then we have to set up again. So it's going to take a while. Map. Go grab Power Plant. Play Power Plant. Play a Map. And let's just run out Ballista on 1. And pass to them. So more cards, 17. They play a Swamp. Well, there's a bunch of mana. Cracking the Demo Field. Of course, use it. Go grab Swamp. Are we getting invoked? Because that would be fine. Relic. Sure. All right, so a bunch of things happened. And they still have more big things to play, seemingly. Knight's Whisper. We drew Cavern of Souls, which ain't going to cut it either. So what am I doing here? Map for another Tron piece. And then what? Well, map for mine. Play mine. And then just pass the turn. Yeah. Another Coffers. And they have 7 cards in hand. 14 mana. They're attacking. All right, block with Matter Reshaper. Reshaper Triggerer. Ring into hand. 14 mana. Damnation. Shoot you. So they just have another Shieldred to follow this up with, right? Invoke, which we can't sack anything for. Sure. We're down to 8. They're up to 8 cards in hand. Still have 6 mana. Thoughtseize, the ring out of our hand. Another Shieldred. All right, map for the last Tron piece. I don't know what we could possibly draw to get out of this. That ain't going to do it. Well, we can dismember Shieldred and then just pass. So they have 11 cards and 21 life and more mana than they could possibly ever spend. All right, I'm just conceding. Round 2. All right, round 2, and we are on the play with E-Tron. Mine, map, no other Tron pieces. Oh, this hand's so slow. What is this hand? It's like turn 1 map, turn 2 land, map for an Eldrazi Temple, turn 3 play Thought-Knot Seer. That's so slow. Let's mull this. All right, this is better. Keep and put back Swamp. All right, Eldrazi Temple, go. Or is it? Oh, the Trons. The Trons. All right, Power Plant, Reshaper. Go ahead, opponent. There's the power plant. Back to us. All right, play Thought Knot. What do you got? Walking Ballista, Thought Knot. Oh, they're also on E-Tron. So their next turn play was going to be Temple Thought Knot. So if I take Thought Knot, they don't have a turn. They don't have a play next turn. But then on turn 4, they just play Karn. But then we can just kill Karn. All right, so let's take Thought Knot. And then combat, attack with Matter Reshaper. So they play Saga. And Relic of Progenitus was their draw. And they're going to play Ballista for 1. Very well. All right, let's just keep attacking. Swing, swing. Blocking Thought Knots here. All right. And they shoot us. We go to 19. And then they go to 14. And then I guess we go Saga Ring. Play the Ring. And draw a card. Smasher's a pretty good draw. Pass the turn. So their Saga takes up to 2 counters. And now they do what? They can either play Karn, at which point we'll just kill Karn. Or they can play... They can just make a Karn Struct, which is only a 2/2 at the moment. All right, so they play Karn. Animate Relic of Progenitus, so that we don't have lethal here. All right, so let's just play Smasher and smash everything into Karn. All right, Smasher, go to combat. Everything at Karn. So then Karn dies, and then we go draw with the ring. All right, Mind Stone, Inscribed Tablet, pass. So then their hand is going to be Ugin, Blast Zone, 2 unknown cards. And Saga ticks up. Okay, they just go get map. And then they're going to map for the last Tron piece. And they have 5 mana. Matter Reshaper. All right, so Ring. We go to 16. Ooh, Tower. So what am I doing with my mana this turn? Let's draw with the Ring before I make any other decisions. Okay, so I can play a Ballista for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can shoot this. And if they don't get another blocker, then we hit them for 12. And we're 1 short of lethal. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't count. So Ballista is 3. Shoot this. Assuming no other blockers, then they go to 1. And then they're, right? Yeah, they go to 1, and then they're dead to our next Ballista. So let's float. Then resolve this. Let's go grab a map, play Tower, and play Ballista on a whole bunch of mana. Done. Shoot that. Shoot that. They got another Temple. All right. Combat. Swing at them. They pop their Relic. Okay. So then they go to 2, and they are dead next turn. So pass the turn. So they have 7 plus... Okay. So we got that one. So obviously Chalice of the Void sucks. All is Dust also doesn't do anything. Ugin somewhat does something. Dismember also does stuff. Warping Whale really doesn't do anything. So Flesh Gorger, Boat, Leveler. But I still do need things in my sideboard for Karn to go get. What else? I guess the Warping Whales stay in. All right, submit this. All right, we've got 2 Tron pieces and a map. Looks good. Opponent mulls to 5. Power Plant, pass. All right, Power Plant, map. Urza's Mine. All right, play our Urza's Mine, go. Urza's Saga. 3 mana for Matter Reshaper. All right, pop the map. Grab the Tower. So play Tower, and then I can just play Flesh Gorger. Seems pretty good. Cast Flesh Gorger, pass the turn. Plays Temple. Eldrazi manas. Plays another Matter Reshaper. All right, so we can play our own Temple. So this is 2 of this, and then that's the other 3, and then I have 4 mana left. I spend 1 of it on Dismember to kill one of these so that I can just attack into them. And then what else? Right, Temple. Let's Dismember this first just to see what happens. Pay the life. All right, Dismember that guy. What do you get? Reveals Power Plant. So Smasher, go to combat, swing with both. So they're just going to block here to get the trigger. What do they get off of this? Expedition map. Okay. And then just play Matter Reshaper as our last play of the turn. All right, pass to the opponent. And they crack map. So then they just assemble Tron, and they have 6, 9, 10, 11 to 12 mana. So yeah, there's another map. There's the tower. So they have between 11 and 12 mana, depending on whether they use Temple for an Eldrazi or not. Emrakul. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Cracks map. So they can do what? They can ram our Flesh Gorger into their Emrakul, and they can just like crack our map for nothing, Warping Whale to just make a Scion and then kill it. We drew Dismember, so they can Dismember our own Smasher. Okay. So Dismember our own Smasher. Phyrexian rams into, or Dismember this one, whichever. Tablet, crack it. All right, so there's a mine. Yeah, you have to pick something. You can't just not pick one. This, and then they're just going to crack that land immediately or something. And then they can Warping Whale, make a Scion, sack the Scion, sack our Scavenger Grounds, and then ram Smasher into Emrakul. Yeah, we're pretty screwed here. All right, well, we just drew another mine. So let's attack with Matter Reshaper. Obviously, they're not going to block. All right, land go. New Urza's Saga. Ugin the Ineffable. I still have outs, but I have to draw extremely well. All right, 13 from Emrakul, go to 6. We have to draw Karn, Ring, or Cityscape Leveler. Well, drawing a land ain't going to cut it. And they're just not going to block. So on to the next game. I mean, I guess I just keep this as is, right? Yeah, just keep this as is. Submit. On the play, we have Temple, and then that's the only land we have. Mulligan. All right, 2 Tron pieces and a way to find the other one. Keep, put back a Swamp. Because if we assemble Tron, it doesn't matter whether we have the Swamp or not. All right. Power Plant, Tablet, pass. Opponent plays Tower, plays Map. All right, crack the Tablet. Aw, we didn't hit. We did hit Temple, though. So at least we get to Thought Knot them next turn. All right, play Mine, go. Well, there's the second Tron land. All right, Temple, play Thought Knot. Ulamog, Matter Shaper, Thought Knot. Oh, man, and they have enough to get up to the Ulamog mana really fast, don't they? So next turn they get 7, and then they get to play, and then they have Ulamog in 2 turns. But if I don't take Thought Knot, then they just play Thought Knot, take our Ring, and then we're really far behind. So I guess my plan has to be take Thought Knot now, and hope that we find another Thought Knot to take their Ulamog before they get it down. We get 2 turns to find an answer to it, right? Okay, so what's the worst case scenario? We take Ulamog, then they Thought Knot, take our Ring, and then we just play Smasher and attack them. Maybe that's better. Yeah, okay, we just can't beat an Ulamog, so let's just take Ulamog. And then pass. Power Plant, Thought Knot Seer. Then they'll take our Ring, obviously. There's Matter Shaper. Well, we got Tron, so Smasher, and then let's just smash them. Swing. All right, they got a Ballista off of that. Also bad. So map for another tower and then play Ballista for 4 counters. No, they got Urza's Saga. Huh. All right. Mind Stone. They're going to play it for even more mana next turn, basically. Sack Mind Stone to draw a card. Play Ballista for 1? Why not just wait till next turn and play it for a huge amount? All right. Attack with both of these. Block here. Okay. This I do not understand. All right. Play Thought Knot. All right. Take this other Ballista out of their hand. So yeah, we just need to keep bashing in. What land can I go get that matters? Oh, I guess Urza's Saga, right? I map for Saga. Yeah, that's the only land I can really map for that's worth anything. All right, so we just attack with everything. Swing with all. Make a Construct. I don't know why they're playing so defensively and just like chumping stuff. All right, so these Thought Knots trade off. We each draw a card. We drew Warping Whale. So map, crack map. Go get Urza's Saga. Play Urza's Saga. And then just pass to them. If they don't make a Construct here, that bodes very poorly for us. All right, make a Construct. I think we just kill this now. Exile this. Because what else are we going to use this for? Just get rid of it now before it gets bigger and can't be targeted. All right, so they get a map. Well, there's the Ring, boys. There's the Ring. Pop their map. Gets a Swamp. Okay. Why? Dismember so they take less damage? Jesus, we're just drawing terribly. All right, Power Plant. Well, we can't hit them, so pass the turn. Back to them. Ring down to 4. They do need to find, like, an answer to this, but they have 6 cards in their hand, so doesn't seem that hard. 4 mana, another Ring. Yeah, so they draw, and then they have a whole other turn as well to find more answers. There's Matter Shaper. All right, make a Construct. Back to us. We drew a Matter Shaper. Make a Construct. And then we go grab, I guess, map, and we map for another Saga. All right, map, Saga, play Saga, play Matter Shaper. All right, pass to the opponent. Opponent goes to 3, off the Ring. Draws more cards. They have 7 cards in their hand. And there's the Karn. Karn minus. So they have another 7 mana. I don't even think they've played a land yet this turn. They get another Ring, so they can fog us again. New Ring, sure. Opponent makes a Construct. So if we send everything, they're going to attack us. Well, we're not going to block. Yep, you hit us. That's fine. I guess I should have blocked with mine, right? Yeah. But they might have gotten more cards. Iffy. All right, so I just send Matter Reshaper. I just send Smasher at Karn and... yeah, Smasher and Matter Reshaper at Karn. Something like that. In case they have Dismember. All right, 2 counters here. I guess I just send everything at Karn. Except 1 Karn. No, send everything at Karn. Go to combat. Attack at Karn. All right, Karn dies, hopefully. And then pass it back to them. Draw with the Ring. They go to 2. Then this Saga triggers. They get Relic of Progenitus. They didn't even bother making a Construct. Or tapping it for mana, even. Ugin. Crack Relic. So they just die to their Ring if they don't find an answer. Plus Ugin. Another Ring. So that, I believe, is all 4. Right? There's the one in the grave. There's this one. And then this is Exile. What is here? Yeah, that's all of them. Another Matter Shaper. Chalice of the Void on 1. Do I block this with my Construct? I guess so. Okay, so they're going to be out of a Ring next turn. No, I guess I don't, right? No, I don't. Yeah, I go to 10. All right, make a construct. Upkeep, draw Thought Knot, which I can't even target them, so it's useless right now. Make a construct. Then this resolves and puts... At this point, what can I even map for anymore? Scavenger Grounds is useless. Cavern of Souls, Blast Zone? What does Blast Zone do? I Blast Zone up to 6 mana and kill Ugin. You can draw a card off tablet. That's only if you don't find a land. You can't choose not to find a land. So if the top 5 cards of your deck are all not lands, then you draw a card. But if it's a land, then you don't. So it's a guaranteed Blast Zone versus the chance at a card. But I don't think the Blast Zone... So this Ugin is just going to keep ticking up is the issue. I think I need to get Blast Zone. So let's map. So I attack Ugin right now, right? And they block with the Matter Reshaper and whatever this is. So I need to send what at this? So go to combat. So the Smasher can get in. This, I don't care if they block. And then, let's say they block here. So then I attack with the Construct. They can chump here, Ugin takes lethal. They can chump here, block Smasher. This tramples over 3, and they take hit. They can block both here. So this is guaranteed lethal on Ugin, right? Unless they have a Dismember. So just send another one at Ugin. All right, swing with these ones. So block here. Yeah, they get a card. Then Ugin dies. What do they get with this? Dismember. All right, this counters sorceries, right? Yeah. All right, if I map now, then the constructs become 4/4s, but I may need Blast Zone in order to deal with something on the next turn. So I need to get it in play now. All right, so map. Let's grab Blast Zone, play Blast Zone, and then pass it to them. They lose their Ring Fog, so every creature on the board is lethal. Draw with the ring. So they're at 1. Every single creature is lethal. Draw more cards. Well, how do they get rid of their ring now? They're out of rings. Oh, they can get rings out of exile because they exiled them to Relic. So then they Karn, and they get the ring again. Yeah, so they Karn for one of the rings that's in exile, and they play that ring. And then we need to put Blast Zone on 4 so we can kill Karn. Actually, I guess we don't, because we can just attack Karn to death. Either Karn or the ring has to go after the Pro Tour. Well, honestly, just scrap it and start over. Scrap the whole format and start over. It's not just the ring, and it's not just Karn. Yeah, minus, they go get their ring out of exile. But there's always the defenders. You'll say, the ring is obviously busted and too good and it should be banned. And then people say, well, what about Scam, Living End, and Rhinos? None of those decks play the ring. What about Murktide? That deck doesn't play the ring. It's like, yes, there are good decks that don't play the ring. Did you know that when Hogak was in the format, only 30% of the metagame was Hogak? The other 70% of decks weren't Hogak. Does that mean Hogak is fine? Because, hey, not even the majority of the decks play it. You'll always have contrarians come out of the woodwork and with usually very poorly thought out reasoning. To me, but again, to me, it's not a matter of the ring is too good, therefore it should be banned. It's the ring is very obnoxious and leads to bad play patterns, and therefore it should be banned. Wait, they got Batterskull? Oh, okay. So they're going to Batterskull a creature to gain life. So they're going to play Batterskull and equip it to something. All right, so then I'm just going to Warping Wail to make a 1/1. And they can't dismember it because they can't pay for that. Chalice of the Void on what? They're casting it for 0. Okay. Equip to the Construct. Combat. Swing with Matter Reshaper and Construct token. Swing with Construct token. Cast Warping Wail. Block. Sack this. Alright, so now I just pass the turn to them and they lose? Thought not. What's in your hand? Take this. Pass the turn. Alright. Well, we won that game. So on to round number 3. Round 3 on the draw with E-Tron. We have 1 land and it's an Eldrazi temple, so we'll mull this. We have 2 lands, one of which is temple, one of which is mine. So what do? We go temple, play inscribed tablet. Next turn, land, and then inscribed tablet, go get another land, and then Thought Knot on turn 3 on the draw. But this hand's not getting much better, so let's keep this and let's put back what? I'm tempted to put one of the tablets back, but I probably just need to get more mana in the long run. So let's put back Dust or Karn. This one's the more expensive card, so let's put that back. Too many people are all-inning because they have the elementals as interaction or ring to protect them. If they have to fear Force of Will, the meta will be much cleaner. Yeah, Force of Will, I don't know why exactly, but it makes formats more fair because you can't just go all in on your combos when everyone can have answers to them. In a way that is not the same with Force of Negation. So DRC, Bauble, we do Smasher. All right, so let's go Temple, play Tablet, and pass. And printing Force of Will into Modern would allow for a ton of unbans. Yeah, well, to me, what I'm saying is basically like, if the format is this degenerate and unfun and has such poor play patterns, then do one of 2 things. Either ban literally 20 plus cards out of the format, or just unban everything. Like, why is Dark Depths banned? Why is GT banned? Why is Pod and Twin banned? Like, screw it. Just unban, just have everything legal. All right, so they're not Murktide. I guess they're Prowess because they're running Swift Spear. All right, so Mutagenic Growth. Because Force of Will isn't a good card, it's a necessary card. Every deck that plays it would rather not play it. Yeah, Force of Will is terrible in fair matchups. If you're in a mid-range mirror, having to pitch 2 cards to answer 1 card is bad. But if you're an all-in combo deck that's just trying to win with Doomsday or something, then Force of Will is really good. Huh. I can Warping Whale one of these things. So we're at 15. So what's the best thing? Warping Whale one of the DRCs? Just stem the bleeding? Exile this. I don't know what your first comment means. Modern is already their Ultimar. You have to run some of the free BS or play subpar decks. Yeah. Basically, if you're playing a deck that is not running cards from Horizons, then your deck is probably bad. So Bauble. How is Darcy not Delirious yet? All right, we take 3 and go to 12. Bauble trigger. Well, we didn't draw what we need, so let's tablet. Tower, Power Plant. So where do these go? Do they go on the bottom? So if we don't take Tower, then the power... So yeah, so we take Tower, and then we play Tower and play another tablet and try to get there next turn. They're missing Creature or Sorcery for the other type. All right, there's Sorcery. You could easily remove 15 plus cards from the ban list if real answers like Force of Will were printed in the format. And then, contrary to that, next chatter says that is not a good idea to print Force of Will into Modern. Yeah, I agree with the sentiment. Why not? Why would it be a bad thing? Other than Force of Will is an expensive card and it would mean every Modern player would have to buy it. What gameplay reason is there that it's bad? The Force creatures were a mistake, needed to keep them spells. If Force of Will could have a body, it would be crazy better. Prismatic Ending. Resolve your Surveil. All right, crack the tablet. Come on, Power Plant. Nope. Lava Dart. Oh my gosh. How close are we to getting killed here? 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go to 2. Or are they not flashing back Lava Dart? They're not doing that. All right. Dismember that we can't play. So just play the 1 ring past the turn. Trigger and pass to you, opponent. So multiple issues. The argument for Force of Will being fine in Legacies, you have a lot of things like fast mono legal. Force of Will does not have to go into fair decks. It really skews the format to either run them or be able to do something that is pretty unfair. We are already doing things that are unfair. To the same level though. Double Grief turn 1 is backbreaking. It doesn't happen in Legacy because of Force of Will. Alright, I do think I have to draw here because I do need to actually find Tron mana. Otherwise I'm just going to be dead next turn anyway. But that is a problem that ought to be dealt with. Well, your only answers to fixing Modern at this point are ban 20 plus cards or unban everything. Realistically, I think cards in Modern should be banned. Yeah, but the problem is WotC's never going to ban all the cards that need to be banned. So if they're not going to ban them, then just unban everything. Alright, I have to find Tron mana so I can go Karn and whatnot. Alright, try to find a power plant. Still didn't find a power plant. So what can I do here? I have Thought-Knot Seer blocks this. I have to kill Darcy. I can't cast Dismember. I can Karn for something that costs 1 mana, but then that's pointless. But I guess I could have, like, what, Mind Stoned and cracked it? Yeah, I still wouldn't have enough mana. I'm just going to look at their hand, just in case they're playing something that's strange. Sure. Unholy Heat. But alright, so it's just the normal. It's just Prowess. So game number 2, I want Chalice in the main deck. I want Flesh Gorger in the main deck, so we can play it on curve. I want Boat in the main deck, so we can just boat their creatures. And what else? That's mostly it. Ensnaring Bridge would also go a long way in the main, but I need to be able to Karn for it if possible. I also need to be able to Karn for Trinisphere if possible, but it's more likely that I just have these earlier. Bridge not so much, Trinisphere yes. So let's cut. Ballista's also good main if I have enough mana for it. And then what am I cutting? Honestly, probably... So I'm not the aggro deck here, so I can cut Smasher. What else? Let's leave one... Ballista stays main. Let's cut 1 Karn. And what else? It's just to cut 2 Karns and submit. It ought to be dealt with, but WotC has proven so far they are not going to ban recent set mythics. Now it goes beyond that. They're not going to ban unfun play pattern cards as long as they're not warping the metagame to Hogak levels. I do have a turn 3 Thought-Knot. I also have Map. This hand's okay enough to keep, I suppose. So let's go Temple, Map, and then pass the turn. If the Force in Modern had the same stipulations as Force of Negation, that would help. Force of Negation is useless, but I agree with that. You either need to ban more or ban less. Banning something like the Ring doesn't fix any problem with Modern. It fixes the Ring. Ooh, Chalice of the Void? Alright, let's just slam that. Chalice on 1! Go ahead. The main argument I've seen for Force of Will is that it would help combo decks win through Disruption, but the Pact of Negation exists and they rarely use it. Yeah, what actually winds up happening is it far more just winds up in fair decks to combat combo decks. Combo decks also play it, but it's not as good there. I don't know, it makes Cascade quite a bit better, being able to force on your turn. Cascade can already Violent Outburst and force a negation back up that. Realistically, you would need to ban Ragavan, Ring, Free Elemental, Saga, Bowmasters to stem the current problem. All those cards are as good or better than current ban list cards. Oh, it doesn't stop there. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I think you forgot Ren. Ren 2, it's not an all-inclusive list just off the top of my head. Well, also, it's awkward to have something like DRS still on the ban list. I don't remember what... Oh, Deathrite Shaman. Alright, so they've done their thing. I guess we just Thought Knot them now. Saga and Thought Knot. So what's in their hand? A bunch of 1-mana spells that they can't play. I guess let's just exile Lava Dart so that they can't get double triggers off of it. Or if I exile Monastery Swiftspear, it means they can't cast it to get a creature into their graveyard. Sure. All right, so they're casting stuff, we're countering it. The current ban list is a real joke, though. I mean, we got a Yorion ban. Golgari Grave Troll and Bridge are banned because they didn't want to ban their new set rare in Hogak. The Hogak got banned anyways. Yep, all just casting spells into the Chalice to get Dragon's Rage Channeler up. All right, Urza's mine. Let's just boat this. Oh no, I don't have 5 mana for boat. All right, attack with Thought Knot. All right, play another Thought Knot. All right, take Unholy Heat. And pass the turn. Cast into the fire on Chalice of the Void. So they did find an answer to it. And then they attack us, we go to 17. But then they're dying very fast to these Thought Knots. All right, float some mana here. Then resolve this and go get Inscribed Tablet. And then let's just play Ring. So then bash in for 8 with Thought Knots. Draw a card with the Ring, play Tower, go ahead. Like, while Magic players are all kinds of interesting, like they could print not Ancestral Recall, draw 3, people would say it's fine, let's see how the format develops to adapt to this card. Yeah, exactly. Tablet, well, there's Power Plant. So Tron, let's play the boat. Boat trigger, target your Soulscar. Response, Lightning Bolt on Thought Knot Seer. Resolve Surveil. Response, warp the Soulscar Mage. Lava Dart, yep, that's fine. So then the Soulscar Mage will actually survive both of these removal spells. Incredible. All right, so then, sure. Then that goes down. Then the boat trigger resolves and then doesn't do anything. And then my attacks are actually bad, so just pass it back to them and then I'll crew the boat on to block DRC. Bolt this other Thought Knot. Crew Sky Sovereign. So then this dies, draws them an extra card. They don't have Dart in their graveyard, right? Yeah. Then they have to attack. All right, block. So then DRC dies. All right, let's map for another tower. And I guess I'll draw. All right, Ugin, they're dead. Play Ugin and bolt them. All right, game 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just stick with this. Maybe Smasher's better than Karn, because if I'm in a situation where I need to race them, this can actually do that, whereas Karn can't. But Karn can still fetch Ensnaring Bridge. I'm not sure. Karn is just so slow on the draw. You Karn don't actually do anything. Only if you have Tron mana does he actually do anything. If you don't have Tron mana, he does nothing. What if I just cut Karn entirely and play Ring and Ensnaring Bridge in the main? All right, let's try that. Chalice on turn 2 and 2 Tron lands. Looks good to me. Keep. Fetch. Get Steam Vents. DRC. All right. Power Plant. Tablet. And pass. Prismatic Ending our Tablet. Trigger Surveil. And they surveilled to the top. They didn't even attack. Oh, well, we just drew Natron. So, play Chalice on 1. Another land. 2 mana. Cast into the fire. All right, so they have an answer to it. And they surveilled to the top again. Then attack us for 1 this time. Another Chalice on 1. All right, so Tron, Chalice on 1. Bolts us in response. All right, it's Delirious now. Then Thought Knot Seer. And what's the last card in their hand? Expressive Iteration. And pass the turn. So we can't block. We take another 3, go to 13. All right, back to us. So let's go attack with Thought Knot. Swing. Then play this, and then play Ballista for X's 4. All right, let's just kill Darcy now. Cast Lava Dart to Surveil. Very well. All right, pass to the opponent. They just play a land. And then Giganta? Yeah, Giganta into the hand. Drew an Eldrazi Temple. So let's play that, and then let's put a counter here. Then put another counter here. And then combat. Swing with both. Expressive Iteration. Oh, I don't have the mana for Warping Whale. Otherwise, I would counter that. All right. But they have to find... Oh, they're at 3? I can just shoot them, right? They have 1 unknown card in their hand. Mountain in Exile. 2 mana. Cast. Well, shoot you. All right. We won the match. On to round number 4. I'm on the play in round number 4. We have mine Eldrazi Temple map Thought Knot on turn 3. Looks good enough to keep. So we just go Eldrazi Temple, map. So Eldrazi Temple, play map, and pass the turn. So Spirebluff Canal, so probably Murktide. Alright, I guess I just dismember this now. Yeah, I guess I just dismember this now. So with Ragavan, it's like, well, you don't want to dismember it on your turn, because then what if they just have another Ragavan to dash? But what if you don't dismember it now, and then they just have a Spell Pierce to counter your thing? Endurance is the only semi-fair one, because scamming with it does nothing. Exactly. So Endurance is a specifically narrow hate card for graveyards, and when you copy it, flashback it, etc., that doesn't do anything. And even if you bring it back, it's like it's a 3/4 with reach, so what? Alright, let's play Thought Knot. What's in the hand? Murktide, Lorien. So let's just take Murktide. Pass the turn. I think Solitude is fine as well, along with Endurance. I used to think that, but I don't think that anymore. It's definitely one of those ones that's the least scammable in terms of... It's the least scammable in terms of things like, if you're bringing it back multiple times, it's only hitting one thing, it's not Fury killing multiple things. And it's not as damaging, it doesn't have Menace, Flying, or Double Strike. But the problem is, again, it just goes in all of the... It just goes in decks to enable you to cast unfair stuff. So there's plenty of creatures that are taxes and hate bears that hate on specific combo strategies. And Solitude just lets you get around them for no cost. All right, I guess I'm just playing the Ring here because I need to not die. And then a swing with Thought Knot. So EI, Surveil a whole bunch. Consider, Surveil a whole bunch. By the way, Darcy's on the list of cards that should be banned. Tarn. All right, I basically don't know what's in their hand anymore. Draw a card. I don't know how I get out of this. Another mine. Oh, I meant to tap this before it went away. Doesn't matter. I can't survive the Darcy hits. Ring. Well, now I draw Chalice, but I'm just dead in the air to these Darcys. So, yeah. Next game. So, Chalice moved to the main. Let's do Phyrexian Fleshgorger into the main. Sundering Titan's alright. Boat into the main. They also have Murktide that I have to deal with. Trinisphere. Matter Reshaper is so bad in this matchup. It only blocks Ragavan. Everything else flies. Yeah, screw Matter Reshaper. And then let's put Cityscape main, Ballista side, and run this. The problem there is that there are fetches, not tapped lands. The problem is a combination of both of them. Either one individually would be fine. I don't know if you ever played the standard, but there was a standard where there were fetch lands legal, but there weren't fetchable duels legal. And when your fetch lands were just one or the other color, they were fine. Alright, this hand has nothing other than a Chalice on one, so I don't think we can keep it. So mull this. Alright, this one's better. 2 Tron pieces and a Chalice on one. I'll keep this and I'll throw back Thought Knot. So let's play Mine, pass. So the thing is, I mean, you guys are talking about, like, I'd be fine with fetches getting banned. So you're talking about what would be best in terms of the gameplay of the game. But the problem is you have to examine it from the perspective of, is Wizards ever going to do that? And they're never going to ban huge swaths of cards and knock out a ton of financial investment of players, ban people's decks in multitudes, just reduce their reprint equity for reprinting cards. So if you're proposing solutions, you have to propose something that they actually might do, which would be basically make Modern into reserve list free Legacy. If you're not going to fix the format by banning things, which they won't, then fix the format by just freeing everything. All right, Tower, run Chalice of the Void out on one, see if this gets through Spell Pierce. Consider in response. They banned Opal. Isn't that exactly what you said they won't do? They will not ban 20 cards. They will ban one card that they think is problematic. They will not ban 20 plus cards, which they would need to do in order to fix the format at this point. All right, Swamp in case they play a thing that I want to dismember. They fetch. There's certain things that they appear to have wanted out of the format, like fast mana, and certain degenerate combo enablers like Faithless Looting. But at this point, it's kind of a joke. Like, would Splinter Twin even be among the top tier decks if it was unbanned? It'd probably still be good. Cycles Lorien revealed. Plays another land. Blood Moon. Sure. All right, Temple, play Karn. Minus. What am I getting? I moved most of the stuff into the main deck, right? So let's grab probably a Ring. Sundering Titan would be pretty good if we can ever get to it. Probably just the Ring. Oh no, I moved the Ring main as well. Oh no, I didn't. Here's the Ring. Or I could grab Liquid Metal, but it's unlikely to survive, so let's just grab the Ring. And pass the turn. Unban Hypergenesis. I think Hypergenesis would either be a completely useless card or break things. But at this point, yeah, why not? Who cares? The format is so fundamentally broken and has such poor play patterns that just unban everything and see what happens. Just say, hey, we're unbanning everything. We're going to see if anything is too good, and we'll reban it. They evoke Fury to kill Karn off. Okay. So now we get to resolve our ring because they only have Spell Pierce mana up. Bobble triggers on upkeep. All right, I guess it doesn't matter which land I play, so let's just go land, 1 ring, trigger, and then draw a card. Cast into the fire in response. All right. I didn't think they would have an answer for it, but I guess I technically should not have drawn immediately. Well, we're at 5 mana, so we'll just keep drawing lands and eventually be able to slam huge threats onto the table. Lorien revealed for drawing cards. All right, another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 1 away. Pass the turn. All right, try to play the ring again. Counterspell. All right, pass. Another land. So now they're just going to slam Murktide. Yep. 2 mana, 8/8 with flyer. Totally reasonable. All right, so now I play Flesh Gorger. Gosh, I hit the spell lands too. Yeah. Oh, Evoke Subtlety. Totally fine. All right, I actually have to bottom this because I need to draw a land. I need to draw a land so I can Cityscape blow this up. All right, Karn. Minus, what am I getting? So I can grab the ring out of exile, and that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, I just grab the ring, and then I can't play the ring. So pass the turn. They're attacking me or Karn? They're attacking me. So if I pay 2 with Dismember, I'm basically saving. So I pay 2 with Dismember, and then I go to 10, and this is a 3/3, and I go to 7. Yeah, so it's worth it. Cast Dismember. All right, we still didn't draw a land, so minus Karn. Oh, I thought I moved Ensnaring Bridge to the main. I guess I didn't. Let's go Bridge, play ring. All right, we're all good there. So pass it back to the opponent. Another land. Sorry about that bridge thing, guys. I'm paying attention to this and the chat at the same time. So I'm going cross-eyed. If they have Bolt, they can't even play it, so let's draw a card. All right, we take some more damage. Another Chalice. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can play Chalice X equals 2. And I guess I make my ring indestructible, a creature, in case something happens. I don't know. If I just draw a land, I can just go Cityscape, blow Murktide up, and I'm far more protected than if I do anything else. All right, let's just draw. All right, there's a land. Cityscape, cast trigger, blow up Murktide, plus on the Power Stone, and then pass. And then honestly, I'm not going to even blow up Blood Moon at this point. I don't have Tron anyway, and yeah, okay. Oh, that wasn't even game 3. Jesus, I've lost track. All right, this is fine. Run this back. Yeah, we're almost 8 hours into the stream. I'm split focused between the chat and here, and I streamed 17 hours yesterday, and I'm tired, so. Ooh, Tronline map. All right, keep. Steam Vents. Plays DRC. All right, Power Plant, map, go. Polluted Delta, crack, island, consider. Puts Bolt in the yard, puts Fury in the yard, and then attacks for 1. Well, we just drew Natron, so let's do that. I guess I'm just dismembering this DRC in that case. Spirebluff Canal. They're going to play Murktide as a 5/5. All right, I'm dismembering that then. All right, so Natron, what am I doing? I can Karn for... I moved a lot of the stuff into my main deck, right? So maybe I can start smashing them. So let's map for another tower, and let's play Smasher and start racing. They attack for 1. We go to 13. Trinisphere, too. All right, first things first, we attack. No, I'm going to play Smasher. So I have 10 mana, so I can go Smasher plus Ring plus Map. All right, so another Smasher. And then they'll Subtlety this, right? Like, or Counterspell it or something. No. All right, go to combat. Swing. Otawara to bounce one of them. Okay, so they go to 7. So now I'm just going to go Maps Trinisphere. Force of Negation, pitching Counterspell. Very well. Well, we still got them dead to both Smashers. Bauble, Surveil Trigger. Now they get Delirium with the Bauble. Plays Expressive Iteration. So they do a whole bunch of stuff, and then they're going to get 2 Bauble triggers, right? Then they're forced to attack with DRC. So basically they have to draw a Counterspell to counter the Smasher. What are they paying mana for? They have no cards in their hand. Oh, they Expressived Murktide. Okay, gotcha. And then both these Baubles go off. Boat doesn't do it. I can play Karn and the Ring. I can play Karn and the Ring, and I can play Boat. So what if I just go Boat, kill DRC, and then I can crew the Boat with Sky Sovereign and play the Ring to defend my position? Well, the first thing I should do is map for another tower. Play tower. So I have 11 mana. So let's say I go Ring plus Boat, kill Darcy. I want to do Ring for sure so that I have protection from this Murktide. And what other 7-drop would I play? I guess I would play All's Dust if I drew it. So let's draw. There's Ugin. I'm 1 off of playing that. Cast Boat your Darcy, and pass the turn. Ragavan plays a land, and now they have maybe a Counterspell up. All right, Ring trigger. All right, they've conceded. On to round number 5. We are on round 5 and are on the draw with E-Tron. All right, 2 of the different Tron pieces plus map is a keep. All right, looks like we're playing Yawg. So yeah, power plant, map, and pass. Nurturing peatland, attack for 1, go to 19. And they had no turn 2 play, so maybe it's just Bowmasters. All right, tower, go. Yep, it's Bowmasters. They attack for 3, we go to 15. At least that's better than them having Court of Calling. Zulaport Cutthroat. All right, map, grab the mine. And then honestly, I think I Karn for Trinisphere here. They seem to be missing lands, and I can just keep them off of being able to play anything else for a while. I'm definitely playing Karn, minus. I can also just Needle Yawgmoth, but, so I can like Spyglass and name Yawgmoth. I still eventually get killed by this beatdown though. I guess I can also do what? I can go Spyglass, see what's in their hand, and then dismember Zulaport Cutthroat. Or alternatively, I can just pick something in my hand that's going to utterly blow them to bits next turn. Although they're very close to Chord Mana, so I want to keep them off of that. So maybe just Spyglass, name Yawgmoth, dismember the Zulaport Cutthroat. Yeah, that's probably good. All right, Spyglass, cast Spyglass. Their hand is Yawg, Grist. Okay, name Yawgmoth, and then kill that. So now we're at 10 life. They can attack and kill Karn, Strangleroot Geist. So they can attack and kill Karn and deal 2 to us. So we go to 8, and then we have to try to ring our way out of it. Thought-Knot Seer. That only takes 1 of the 2 Grists. All right, so ring. Well, first of all, I'm going to play tower pretty much no matter what. So ring, draw. All right, the stupid Bowmasters. Well, at least they can't shoot us. All right, Thought-Knot Seer, and then take 1 of the 2 Grists, and then just pass. Another Young Wolf. So that's what they drew for the turn. So their hand is Yawg, Grist. So take 1 here. Okay, I have to dismember this thing. I drew a swamp. So swamp, dismember this. Yeah, dismember the stupid thing. Draw more cards. I am very close to dying though. I can get Smasher into play, and I can warp one of these. I can warp the Strangleroot Geist. So play Smasher, warp, exile Strangleroot, play a tablet, and then crack the tablet. More Tron lands. And pass. All right, they found their 3rd land, so now they can just go Grist, eat Young Wolf, blow up one of these 2. We block the Orc Army token and take 1 and go to 4 and then go to 2 off the ring, and then we have to draw an answer to our ring that turn. Yep, so there's the Grist. So sack the token and kill Thought-Knot and swing with both, and then I block one of them. All right, so we're at 4, and we need to draw another ring or Karn ASAP. Draw. We whiffed. And we didn't draw like F all else. Land, Matter Reshaper. All right. Sideboarding, what's good? Chalice on 1 if we can get it down fast enough, but we can't really, especially, so we're on the play. So let's see, Chalice, Ballista to kill stuff, Pithing Needle in the main so that Urza Saga can go find it. And that's probably it. And then what? Matter Reshapers can like block their beatdown plan, but not really that effectively. We're not racing them for the most part, so Smasher's probably bad. So this is probably fine here. The only thing I'm questioning is whether I want Boat to shoot Grist, but Grist goes up to 4. All right, this is fine. Submit. Game 2 on the play. We have nothing until turn 4, so mull. Nat-Tron is a good hand. Keep, and then what am I putting away? 1 of the Karns. Turn 2, Warping Whale a thing. Turn 3, Karn or Ballista. Okay, so put 1 of the Karns back. All right, land, go. Windswept Teeth, fetch, Forest. Plays Ignoble. All right, we will snap kill that. Exile this guy. Another Forest. Strangleroot Geist. All right, we take 2, go to 18. I'm going to play Ballista on 6 plus Tablet so that I can try to play Ugin next turn. So Ballista X is 3, Tablet, and go. Force of Vigor. Honestly, wasn't expecting that, and so I just yielded when I shouldn't have. What'd they exile to that? Endurance? Grist? All right, land off the top, we sweep. Otherwise, Karn for something. All right, land off the top. Ugin minus X is 3, and pass. Delighted Halfling. Why are they even staying in it at this point? Bolt this. Chord for 1, sure. Or chord for 0 for a Dryad Arbor. Karn, minus. I have 5 mana. Boat, play Boat. Boat your guy. All right, opponent, you can give up now. No, we're not giving up. Attacking Ugin for 2, sure. Bolt this. Comes back. Ring, draw a card. Plus here on the boat. Combat, swing, trigger, target your Strangleroot Geist. All right, game 3. Chalice is no longer good on the draw. So cut that, cut that. We can get Cityscape Leveler to blow up Yawg potentially. They also have no, okay, yeah. So We can keep a Chalice, and then boat here. Yeah, so we're on the draw now, so what is relevant? Pithing Needle's in the main now. That's fine. Submit. Tron, not all of the pieces, but we do have Tablet, and we also have Eldrazi Temple. All right, keep Verdant Catacombs. Fetch a Forest. Play Delighted Halfling. All right, Power Plant, Tablet, go. I don't understand why Tron decks are all playing Relic of Progenitus instead of this thing. This thing just helps you find Tron. Grist, make a token. All right, Thought-Knot Seer sucks now. Another Temple. Well, oh well. I guess I could play Matter Reshaper instead of using this. Cast this guy. Go ahead. Fetching with Verdant. It's a basic. All right, so now here comes Yawg, presumably. It's better to cantrip into business than to reveal 5 good cards and a land and be forced to take a land. Tron is already good at finding lands. Yeah, but it doesn't always. Just find them all the time. They grabbed Magus of the Moon off an Eldritch Evolution on their halfling. Huh. All right. Ooh, I drew Dismember. Excellent. So combat, attack, Grist. So there's taking it. I guess I'm going to dismember this sooner rather than later, so I may as well just do it now and play Matter Reshaper in the same turn. Kill this, play Tower, play Matter Reshaper, and go. Like, I understand the reasoning, but I feel like the tablet is just yet another thing that can help you find Tron. Especially in non-green Tron decks that aren't also running Sylvan Scrying. Zulaport Cutthroat. All right, combat, swing at Grist. So they're just going to chump both of them, sure, and then we get 2 death triggers from Zulaport. All right, so let's tablet here. We did not draw a mine. We did draw Scavenger Grounds, though. That's useful. I would like to get Mind Stone into play, but I should probably just play Thought-Knot and look at their hand this turn. All right, Thought-Knot. Opponent fetches, so they're going to cord for 1 or something. Yeah, cord for 1. No, Bowmasters. They're going to kill our Matter Reshapers. All right, that's excellent. Well, it's not so excellent when we draw Dismember, but what can you do? So now Grist can just kill this and draw them another card. So they know we have a Dismember. Grist minus eats that token, and then they get a trigger, and then Thought-Knot dies, and they get another trigger, and they draw a card. Wall of Roots, swing at us. All right, we go to 10. Ugin, which I can't play. So what do I have to do here? Oh, Mind Stone. So I have 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana. Dismember the Zulaport Cutthroat so that I don't keep losing life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I don't have to kill it now because Yawgmoth, plenty of stuff anyway. So we go Scavenger Grounds, Mind Stone. I guess no, so I can dismember this and attack Grist, and then I am at 5. That's horrible. Yeah, I just have to wait until I get Ugin. I guess I have to, okay, so if they just cord for Yawg, then I just die on the spot, so I just need to kill this now. All right, kill that. Then we go to 5, and then I can't attack at all, so just hold that back to block, and then I either have to wait 2 turns for 2 lands or draw into Tron. So Grist pluses, they get an insect. Green, green, black, black, they just drew Yawgmoth. All right, shoots our Matter Reshaper. And then what are they sacking? The Orc Army, shoot the Matter Reshaper. Trigger the Matter Reshaper. Come on, Matter Reshaper. Map. Excellent. So now we get Ugin next turn. I take 1 from the Bowmasters and go to 4. No blocks, go to 4. All right, map. Go get the Mine. Mine, Ugin, -4. Sweep your board. So then they're just going to sack the rest of their guys to draw cards. Beseiju our land. All right, grab a swamp. All right, let's draw with Mind Stone and pass the turn. Holding up Scavenger Grounds for whatever that's worth. Ignoble. All right, that's all they have? Okay. Drew Urza's Saga, so let's bolt this. Urza's Saga. And pass. So they could have Endurance or Bowmasters at instant speed. There's the Bowmasters. So now we go to 1. We go to 1, and then another Bowmasters kills us. Peatland. They draw a card. Yep, we go to 1. Back to us. Urza's Saga. All right, let's just cycle this tablet now. So we need to find Tower. We find Tower. Play Tower. Minus Ugin for 2. All right, pass the turn. We still die to Bowmasters, and we die to them flashing in... Oh, no, we don't die to them flashing in Endurance because we can make a Construct. But we die to Bowmasters. Nurturing Peatland. Draw a card. All right, make a Construct. Karn. This goes to 3. Make a Construct. We'll go fetch... Just another map. All right, and then let's play Karn, and let's get the ring down, I guess, to protect from... Well, if they have Bowmasters, they can just flash it in an instant speed anyway. So it's probably better to get out of range of Dust dying. Minus... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could Chalice on 2, which would stop Bowmasters. That is or I could just grab... I'm 1 short of being able to cast Sundering Titan this turn. So let's do Chalice on 2 so that Bowmasters can't be cast. Chalice on 2. Land. Combat. I guess there's no reason to swing right now. If they like flash in Endurance, untap Grist, plus a guy, kill the Construct token, attack us to death, is how we can lose this. So let's just bolt them and not attack. We kill them next turn anyway with this board, so no reason to play dumb and get killed. A forest. All right, end of turn map. Let's go grab another tower. So tower, and then this is 6 plus another artifact, so 8. And then I can play Karn, so minus. Grab the ring so that we are protected. Play ring, then play a new Karn. How much mana do I have left? 2, 3, 5, 8, 11. I should have enough. New Karn. Keep new Karn. Minus. Grab Sundering Titan. Cast Sundering Titan. Am I actually short? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No, that should be enough, right? Yeah, Sundering Titan. So let's just take out all their black mana. Force of Vigor on the Construct. Very well, sir. All right, trigger, eat this and this. Ugin bolt you, and pass. Animate ring and swing. I can't attack with the ring, I just played it. I can animate it this turn, this upcoming turn. All right, ring, Cityscape Leveler. All right, so Karn plus on the ring, combat, swing, swing. Force of Vigor here and on Chalice of the Void. Jesus. All right, Sundering Titan trigger, this, and I have to choose my own swamp. Do they actually have another Bowmasters to kill us? That would be insane. All right, shoot here. Swamp. I've already activated Karn for the turn. Play Leveler. Can I target my own ring so I get a Power Stone? I guess so, right? All right, go. All right, we got it. Okay, 4-1 with E-Tron. So my problem with E-Tron has always been that if you're trying to do Tron things, right, that the most valuable thing you can do, including in this deck, is just have Tron on turn 3 and then start slamming down huge threats. And so the problem with this deck is that unlike Green Tron, it's worse at finding Tron because it doesn't play Sylvan Scrying or any of the various eggs that draw you more cards. And its deck is filled with these Eldrazi creatures that are not the huge bombs that are in regular Tron. And therefore, as a result, you're less consistent and less powerful when you actually do go off. And playing a, Eldrazi Temple so you can play Thought-Knot Seer on turn 3 just really does not cut it anymore, especially in the post-Horizons metagame. But E-Tron always has its loyal following of Eldrazi lovers.